Havok night with Moss Guild. Thursday night, trying to get a little more practice on power DPS scrapper. Here I forgot to have my correct weapon build. I had it on bow instead of what I normally run, so you're going to watch how effective mortar can be. Actually, that's what I killed him with, was mortars. Pretty cool, although it's hard because mortars, people move and you gotta kind of lead them a little bit and to be able to hit, but when they just stay on you like that guy did, makes it easier. Alright, so I'm going to split around just in case someone tries to cut off this way that we had targeted up there. Don't like people getting away. So tonight I'm still working on power scrapper. I might do a guide on this, depends how I like this this build. So maybe look for that in the future if this is something you're interested in or learning or want to learn more about. Next up, we're going to have a fight where we're starting to besiege Necro. We had some of those infamous roamers hassling us. They did a good job hassling us, but they lose for quite a long time, which of course we appreciate. But they did fight well nonetheless. And that's, Guardian, so I'm just going to... Oh, here I did his blast. I must have missed that. I was just going to... I mortared him because I thought he had a blast left and I didn't feel like getting knocked back when I'm trying to do the stomp. Alright, so we're in. They're kind of nipping at our tail, so what I'm going to attempt to do is kind of circle around up behind. I saw that guy come up behind us and drop down behind him. Now, if it was on my thief, he probably would have been taken care of. But being that I don't have the mobility to match his and he can stealth and all that jazz, I am stuck with what I've got. And again, you're going to see as I use mortar through this how hard it is when people are mobile with the mortar, but when they try to just stack on you or just engage with you up close, certainly mortar skill 4 with the blind is perfect for that, and then you just spam mortar drops on them, and it's kind of what I did with that first fight. Alright, so we're going to fight him on the Lord, not the wisest of decisions, but there's only a few, so we're going to try and take out 2 birds with 1 stone, which I think is a good idea, although later on it gets a little more challenging, because they keep bringing more. So this is going to be a fight of versus attrition runbacks, and they also start bringing in more peeps, and you'll see that near the end. I think they kind of outnumber us a bit. But we keep putting them down and they keep running back, so it's nice that we got some extra bags out of this. This was a great job, everyone. We lasted here for quite some time. Spoiler is we do end up losing, but you'll see what that comes to. But just enjoy the victories as we have them. And of course this is still during the beta, so you see people running some of the other builds, which is fine. I tried running a couple of them, but really the Antiquary I don't think is going to be very viable for roaming. I did manage to put together a build where I won a couple fights, but it's very janky and doesn't flow. The Antiquary is more suited to PvE raids and world bosses and stuff because you camp. You can't really... That whole script elite skill on roaming is useless. Anybody worth their salt is going to see that and just kite out of range and wait till it wears off. It's a very static build and I don't like that. It doesn't jive with me. That might have some potential in, I think, in a boon ball build. The Antiquary would be nice, because you're just static anyway. I did try, this was funny, I tried a Antiquary with a scepter or a rifle and some trapping, trying to do like a trap like the Dragon Hunter, and it ended horribly. So definitely not good unless someone can make it work better than me, which they probably could. Again, I fooled around with it for an afternoon, not impressed with it for World versus World. I think PvE is possibilities. But that whole trait line is just requires your target to just be a DPS column and That doesn't happen in roaming. Anybody that roams a lot, they move. Even Zergs, they move. That's why Boon Ball's good, because you just sit there and pull them in and destroy them. I think that's really... I messed with Mesmer briefly. Troubadour, not really a fan. Well, not actually, that's not true. Not really a fan. It was alright. I didn't mess with it enough. I think it's got a lot of potential, especially with support. It's definitely gonna be a support role. Alright, enough of that jibber jabber. You can see I'm almost dead here. I gotta heal up a little bit. So the key that I found to using this skill is making sure you're using your belt utility skills, taking full advantage of those. F2's and stun break. F1 is just for some added protection and such. So I think it's a brilliant use of right here that we use the columns, you drag them in, they get stuck, and we just kind of bomb a lot of them here. And I'm just going to spam my dome and then my gyro, and then I'm going to just mortar them to death. So that was a brilliant trap that we laid there. Now we're realizing they keep getting more and more, and fighting on the boss is no longer viable. So we're going to try to withdraw from that, because you have to deal with so much CC and Condi stuff from the boss. Just makes it challenging. Excuse me. So yeah, this night was... we were just a loose guild, just a couple of us, and just red was everywhere, and some of these other guilds everywhere. So it's definitely a chaotic night. It was a fun night, but definitely chaotic. Of course, use the gyro for rezzing and such. Nice bubble. Good interrupt. Yeah, hammer skill 5 on Scrapper is awesome. Now, I don't know why I'm watching this edit, and I don't know why I didn't use my skill 4 reflect there on hammer. I don't know what my deal was. Wasn't a very good deal. Wasn't paying attention. I deserved to get taken out right here. But it was a good long fight. Great job, everyone. I think we really killed it here and the rest of the night. So next up, these guys are kind of half asleep over on the ledge. One guy jumps off, and this guy, we don't know what he did, but you know what? He gets props for going into Shroud and trying to take us out anyway. I think he tried to give us a couple hits, and then Shroud skill 2 off the edge to get some distance. This guy right here is trying to get away. I'm going to use skill 3 to close the gap, skill 5 to stun, slow him down some more. And as I'm fighting him, one of my heal brands comes over, gives me some support, makes my life easier. Nice CC there, my friend. And I'm just going to stay on him and kill him with a mortar. Again, if you're fighting engie with a mortar, don't stand still. Don't try and engage like that. Get in, get out at the most. Okay, so here we're just helping a couple of these other tags clean up the reds. This was actually a pretty good fight of me over with this soul beast. He had some help, try to come help him out. I had to back off a bit, but then he had to take off, and I'm going to finish this guy off. And he's toast. And then now we're just finishing downs. I'm trying to tag on some of them, help, and get my bag for the night. And the rest of that was clean up. We don't need to watch that. It's just going to be boring. Okay. Or more boring than it is. Okay, this was Scrapper versus Scrapper. And pretty good fight. And I think I still would have had him because he's down to a sliver of health, and then my allies came in. But it was good. He does supply drop coming up. So I'm going to swap out here in a second. Use the reflect. And I'm going to use my gyro hopefully soon, or not. So yeah, I think I would have had him, but he fought well. And gotta appreciate his buddy coming in to help him out. He gets props for that, and he lasted a while too for someone that seemingly has a new, at least rank. I thought he did well. The firebrand, heal brand dude. Alright, here's a little gank action. They're trying to escort their Dolyak, and we're not going to allow that. It's funny, it's kind of a split. We're divided up, we kind of converged right on these guys, so that was kind of cool. Didn't get the yak, but got 2 or 3 of those guys. Dynamite. Okay, there's a guy running past below us. And so this is kind of cool. I might do a guide actually on this, on Core Necro, because they are very tanky, and I fought a few of them, and they can be really hard to get down. And this guy again looks like he has a relatively beginner rank. I mean, could be an alt account, who knows. But I thought he did pretty well. He didn't hang out in Shroud for too long. I can't tell. Yeah, actually I diminished it. Never mind. Well, that's okay. He's using it to save himself, prolong his life, get an advantage. I respect that. I think it's good tactics. I'm just going to bomb him from back here. I was going to, but my gyro got him. So this was a good fight. I have a wheelbender comes in to help me. I don't know if I would have won this fight, to be honest. I will say this build typically, as long as I keep up with my tool belt utilities, is pretty rugged against Condi builds because we're turning them into boons. Yeah, the wheelbender just comes in and blows this guy up. Thank you, Mr. Wheelbender. Either way, that is our Havok run for the night, so thank you for watching, and have a most excellent day.